5 minutes, please. What happened in the F1?
It's probably a good one to wrap up very, very quickly because it was handily dominated. Not like France, which surprisingly didn't have a lot of overtakes in the race. It was hotly contested by the two big teams. Max got out to an early lead, and I think he led the entire race. I don't think there was a lap that he didn't lead. Him and Hamilton kind of were trying to fight for that 1 and 2 spot, but Hamilton just wasn't quick enough. Bottas and Perez kind of battled that for 3 and 4. Perez kind of came back late towards the end and finished like under a couple tenths behind him. Yeah. Another lap or two, and he probably gets that spot, so he finishes 4.
Yeah. The interesting thing is with Lando. So he was running 3rd at some point, I think, and he just had no pace, and he literally just let Bottas and then Perez and then.
I think that's a great point, Mark, because he did qualify 3rd, and he was running 3rd for a while. And perhaps you did ask us that question last week of was there anyone we thought that would win this championship outside of Lewis and Max? And we said, well, Lando's there and thereabouts. Yeah, but I think it was kind of really clear in the strategy of this. Because he let both Bottas and Perez through with no resistance. Kind of moved aside and let them through because they knew that, hey, we're not competing with these teams. His team, McLaren, very much said our competition is Ferrari, and that's what we're focused on.
Right.
So to go back to previous week, I will redact my English.
Retract?
Retract. Yeah.
Retract.
The same thing.
Retract.
No, it's not. One's a word and one's not.
Redact is a word.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Redact is a word?
Yeah.
To redact something is to clear it from the record.
Exactly. So that's what I'm doing. So fuck you, Bess.
I think you should be saying retract.
I think you were trying to say retract.
No, I want to wipe it out from the record. That's what I was getting at.
What we need to wipe out of the record.
I never said it. I never said it.
The last 2 minutes of this podcast, that's what we need to redact.
I never said it.
This is what happens when we talk about F1.
Yeah.
F1,
Lando.
At the end after a few beers.
Yeah. So Lando is not going to compete for that. It's two-horse.
It's always been a two-horse race.
Two-horse race. Two-horse race for the team championship. Sorry, and then you got we love talking tiers on the Esky. The second tier down, which is McLaren and Ferrari, which was actually very interesting. Because Leclerc kind of had some issues at the start of the race. He hurt his wing and was very lucky not to lose a tyre, clipping Raikkonen throughout the race. He managed to make his way up into 7th, and Sainz finished 6th. Lando finished 5th. Our boy Ricciardo, though, had a bit of a tough race. He started 13th, made it up to 9th on the first lap. So he had a really good start to that. And then power issues. And he went straight back to 13th and then really couldn't keep the car going and pushing forward. The questions there is what's going on with Danny Rick, and the media really is getting stuck into Danny Rick at the moment. But if you're watching this race and watching Ricciardo, he's consistently getting off the race line and out of the slipstream so he can cool the car down. So they had heating issues majorly.
So it's mechanical.
Just stuck in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he can't really do anything. It's hard to push in that point, and if the car can't, stay close to cars in front of it, and just worried about overheating and slowing down, he did the best he could. He moved up. Did he finish 12th or 11th? I don't think he finished 13th. I thought he finished one above that, but
he's not having a good season. Let's put it that way.
No, if they can sort out. He's got the car. He could see the pace. He moved up to 9th. Him and Sainz were essentially on the same strategy. So 6th or 7th was doable. But yeah, to not, to lose out mechanically, we'll have to see whether they can fix it out. They've got the same race, same track layout this week.
Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, so the practice will start tomorrow and then they'll go into qualifying. It'll be really interesting. That middle of the pack, that 7 through 14 spots is quite interesting and competitive because you got Ferrari and McLaren going through that, but then Alpine and Aston Martin have Aston Martin's really done the strategy where they run long, so they're up really high in the positions, and then their first pit stop kind of puts them in the middle tier, but that means they're super competitive. So that middle tier of the race has been actually really, really good. But as the standings kind of allude to, there's 2 out there in front by 50 and 70 points at this point. Perez maybe sneaks in there, but I think Red Bull would want Max to win it. So, yeah.